Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's longtime partner? I'll answer with that assumption. If Charlie Munger were alive in 2026, his method to get rich. Charlie Munger never believed in new ways to get rich. If he were alive in 2026, surrounded by AI hype, crypto speculation, social media gurus, and fast money schemes, his method would look boringly familiar. And that's exactly why it would still work. Munger's approach was not about chasing trends. It was about building a rational system for decision-making, avoiding stupidity, and letting time do the heavy lifting. In 2026, his wealth-building strategy would rest on the same timeless pillars applied to modern realities. 1. First principle: avoid stupidity before seeking brilliance. Munger famously said, "It is remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid instead of trying to be very intelligent." If alive in 2026, Munger would not start by asking how to get rich. He would ask, how do people lose money today? What behaviors destroy wealth? Which incentives cause mass stupidity? His answers would be clear. Overtrading because of zero-commission apps, speculating in meme stocks and hype-driven AI tokens, using leverage without understanding risk, following influencers instead of fundamentals, confusing activity with progress Munger would avoid, day trading, short-term speculation, businesses he doesn't understand, anything dependent on constant prediction. Wealth to Munger begins with survival. 2. Circle of competence. Still rules in 2026. Munger believed you don't need to know everything, just a few things extremely well. In 2026, his circle of competence would likely include high-quality businesses with durable advantages, simple business models with predictable cash flows, companies benefiting from long-term human behavior, not fads. He would likely be interested in platforms with strong network effects, infrastructure-like businesses, essential services, people can't easily quit, AI businesses only where economics are clear, not speculative. He would ignore most startups, most cryptocurrencies, most disruptors without profits. Complex financial engineering. Munger would say, if you can't explain how the business makes money in one paragraph, you don't understand it. 3. Focus on quality, not cheapness. Many investors misunderstand Munger as a value investor who looks for cheap stocks. That's wrong. Munger helped evolve Buffett's thinking from buy cheap companies to buy wonderful companies at fair prices. In 2026, his method would be buy exceptional businesses with honest management, strong pricing power, high returns on capital, long reinvestment runways. He would rather buy one great business and hold it for decades than 10 average businesses and constantly trade time, not trading, would be his secret weapon. 4. Patience as a competitive advantage. In 2026, patience would be even rarer than intelligence. Everyone would be chasing quarterly earnings, viral trends, immediate gratification. Munger would do the opposite. He would wait years for the right opportunity. Hold through boredom and volatility. Do nothing. Most of the time, Munger believed, the big money is not in the buying or the selling, but in the waiting. His method would involve long periods of inactivity, which most people psychologically cannot tolerate. 5. Extreme concentration, not diversification. Munger disliked excessive diversification. He called it protection against ignorance. If alive in 2026, he would still bet heavily on his best ideas. Concentrate capital where conviction is highest. Avoid spreading money thinly across dozens of assets. However, this concentration would only come after a deep understanding. Munger's rule: Concentrate when you know what you're doing. Diversify only when you don't. Most people would do the opposite and pay the price. 6. Mental models over market predictions. Munger didn't predict markets. He built mental models. In 2026, his edge would still come from psychology, economics, incentives, statistics, history, biology, engineering thinking. He would analyze why people behave irrationally, how incentives distort decisions, where systems break under pressure. Instead of asking, what will this stock do next year? He would ask, what must go right for this business to succeed? And what could permanently break it? This framework would protect him from hype cycles, especially around AI 7. AI and technology, skeptical but rational. Munger was skeptical of technology hype, but not anti-technology. In 2026, he would avoid AI companies burning cash with unclear economics, avoid businesses dependent on constant innovation just to survive, favor companies that use AI to strengthen existing moats, not replace fundamentals. He would likely say, if everyone is excited, be cautious. If everyone is cautious, pay attention. Munger would not rush. He would wait until winners are obvious. Business models are proven. Competition has thinned 8. Personal discipline and lifestyle design. Munger believed wealth was not just financial, it was behavioral. His 2026 method would include living below means avoiding envy, ignoring social comparison, minimizing ego-driven decisions. He would avoid flashy lifestyles, status spending, debt-fueled consumption. Munger often said, the first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. Lifestyle inflation interrupts compounding. 9. Long-term incentives and ethical alignment. Munger cared deeply about incentives. In 2026, he would partner only with ethical managers. Avoid businesses that profit by exploiting customers. Avoid structures that reward short-term gains over long-term value. He believed, show me the incentive, and I'll show you the outcome. Bad incentives create bad outcomes, eventually. 10. The real method, become a better thinker. If Charlie Munger were alive in 2026, his ultimate method to get rich would not be a stock tip or business trick. It would be read constantly, think clearly, reduce errors, play long-term games, let compounding work quietly. He would tell young people, spend less than you earn, invest intelligently, avoid bad behavior, be patient, the rest takes care of itself. Final thought, Charlie Munger's 2026 wealth strategy would look boring, slow, and unfashionable, but it would outperform because it relies on human nature, not trends. It minimizes mistakes. It maximizes time and compounding. It demands discipline most people lack. In a world obsessed with speed, Munger would win by standing still. That was always his real advantage.